So going forward, whoever's given the interim tag starting next week in Miami, is the edict and the mandate handed down that Dwayne Haskins has to start from here on out to see what we have with him for the rest of a lost season?
It might be, but I'm not sure. There are definitely people in the front office who understand what the coaching staff understands, which is that Dwayne is not capable of playing in an NFL game right now at a high level. Now, Miami is barely an NFL game, so maybe that's a good landing spot to give this thing a shot. But I think there's also some of those same areas, and you're clearly in evaluation mode now. You just have to go. Let's see what we've got. Let's give him as much time to learn on the job as possible. And if he doesn't grow, then we have a different issue. And I think that's kind of where this organization might wind up being, and why ultimately I'd say the future is now, even though Dwayne, because here's the thing, and this isn't directly the question you asked, but it's good information, and it's tangentially related because it's related to Dwayne. It's not about him knowing their playbook, which he does struggle with. It's about him being able to get to the line of scrimmage and understand what he's seeing. So you have people saying like, oh, why can't they just design an offense around Dwayne Haskins? Because there are two teams on the field. No matter what the offense is, you have to be able to decipher what the other team is doing. And Dwayne can't do that right now. He can't figure out if it's man or zone. So which side of the field is he supposed to read? So then all of a sudden you cut the field in half, and you might be looking at a play that's dead on arrival because you have a route comment. You're saying, all right, we're just going to give you a half-field read. And, really that's what that is, but you have to figure out which half of the field you're supposed to actually read. It's not like you walk up to the line of scrimmage and you tell the left side receivers, hey, just run around in circles because you're not getting the ball here. And so that issue.
Is that confirmed, by the way? Like, coaches have told you that he's struggling with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the film, they could tell me anything they want. I can see it on film. It's blatant. But yeah, I have talked to people about it. It's really bad. And so he might just have to take those lumps. He might just have to get to the point where he's seeing it at the line of scrimmage and they can watch it and mistakes that way. But they've got to figure out what they have in this kid. And they're going to wind up with a much higher draft pick than they wanted. And they have to figure out whether that should be spent on supplemental pieces to Dwayne Haskins, or they've got a Josh Rosen situation where Tua Tagovailoa falls into their lap and they go, well, he wasn't really that good, so let's take this kid who seems like he can't miss. So they've got a lot to figure out as an organization over the next 11 games. And, obviously there'll be a different person heading this team moving forward.
All right, Craig, appreciate the time as always. Jay Gruden's been fired. Craig, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Got a long day ahead of you, I'm sure.
Yeah, busy man.
Yes, indeed. I'll be writing something. I'm starting to write now, so it'll be up on thefandc.com here in a little bit.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
It's our Redskins beat reporter, Craig Hoffman. We do want to hear from you now. 800-636-1067. Jay Gruden's been fired. Redskins are 0-5. What's next? What's next? Everybody wants it to be Bruce Allen. So many people tweet us.
It's just so silly to even say it because
they need to fire Bruce Allen. That's a given.
Because you're fired.
It's a given. I really think it's going to happen eventually, but probably at the end of the season. I just can't see how. Cakes and I were talking about this during pregame yesterday. It's like if you put yourself in Daniel Snyder's shoes, if you could somehow put yourself in Daniel Snyder's shoes and you're in the owner's box, week after week you're seeing less people come to the game. So you're making less money. You're making a ton of money because of TV contracts and everything like that, but less people are coming to the games. And those that are coming to the game, more and more of them aren't even Redskins fans.
It's embarrassing.
The Bears fans are filling up the stadium. The Patriots fans are filling up the stadium. Week after week, the Cowboys fans have filled up the stadium. So you're seeing that happen. And Bruce Allen has been the caretaker for however many years it is. Terrible record. The fan base is going away. Apathy is growing. At some point, I would pull the plug.
Yeah, but here's what you're not understanding. I don't think, or you're just not taking into account. If you put yourself in Dan Snyder's shoes, and I think by most accounts, people think that Bruce is simply a mouthpiece for Dan. So
Yes.
Dan's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. So Dan knows if I fire Bruce, it's not really doing anything. It's just firing me. It's like firing me. Like, Bruce doesn't really do anything. He just echoes what I want.
So you think he has that job for life, Bruce Allen?
No. Here's the scenario.
He got rid of Vinny Serrato, who was essentially doing the same thing that Bruce Allen
Right.
did.
Can I give you the scenario? The scenario where he leaves. And this is why he got rid of Vinny, I believe. Because Joe didn't want to work with Vinny, right? The scenario is you go to a coach that Dan reveres, whoever it is, any name, and he goes, I'll take the job, but you got to get rid of Bruce. That's the only way it happens.
So a future coach ultimatum.
Yeah, but how
yes,
are they
that's
gonna
the only way it happens.